What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome. It's that time again. It's Wednesday, January the 8th. The second Sports Minion Radio Show of 2020. We are live on Facebook. Happy to have everybody with us and like to welcome everybody to the Sports Minion Radio Show. Nikki, hey, how you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Happy New Year to you. Glad to have you. I kind of try to alternate a little bit, and I'm actually going to do my CP issue first this time. I'm not sure if we're going to use the whole hour or not, because I do have some sports stories for you, and we'll get into that the last half hour of the show. But I titled this, Keep Your Past Behind You and Always Look Ahead. Now, I'll be honest, 2020 has started out kind of rough for me. And it hasn't been a bad year, but I've been without my van for about, well, we're going on 3 weeks now. It's actually 3 weeks today. And they got the one part of my van fixed that they needed to get done. And now I had to have it towed over to the other company to have the alternator fixed again. So van issues have been happening. And what I want to talk about is I want to talk about stress. And the reason I want to talk about it, and yes, everybody deals with stress, but for me, I worry about a lot of things. When there is a situation, I want to get it fixed, I want to get done, and I want to get it dealt with. I'm a man. That's how I work. That's how I roll. That's how I do things. That's how my mind works. This year, I kind of have to look back and take a look at, when you're in a situation, you have to ask yourself 3 questions. In this situation, what is it that I can control? What is it that I can't control? And is the actual worrying about this going to help? And the reason I say that is because everything that happens to an individual, a lot of people want the fast answer. They want the right now answer. I want to figure this out. I want to get it. I want to, get to it. What's going on? Why isn't this happening? Why haven't I got that job? Why haven't I got the promotion? Why does my car keep breaking down? I'm going to get a new car. It'll be better for me. You have all these questions that run through your mind. And it's impulse. It's knee-jerk reaction. I do it a lot. That's just the way I'm a right now, right here, in the moment kind of guy. And it's very hard for me to step back. To literally step back and take a look at the entire situation. The truth is, not having my van for the last 3 weeks has not been bad. I got through Christmas. I got to see my family. I got the medication that I needed. I got my packages sent off. I had somebody do it for me. I had to pay them, but I got it done. I guess what I'm looking at is when you have a disability, we always look at our disability and we do things differently. Well, on the so-called normal side of life, you have to do things differently there as well. In this situation, what I'm talking about, when you want something done, you get it done. Well, sometimes you don't have control over the situation to get it done. And there's nothing that you can do but wait. And sometimes waiting is the hardest thing. But I said, put your past behind you, because the statement that I just made is actually behind me. Every moment that we go through in life is but a moment. And I'm sure you've heard the saying, this too shall pass. Every cloud has a silver lining, there's light at the end of the tunnel, blah, blah, blah. I can go on all day about statements to make things better. But when you're in that moment when you're in well, not really, because my chair works, because I can get where I need to go. I can get to the grocery store if I need to get there. I can go out to eat if I want to go out to eat. Everything's within rolling distance. There is part of it that is missing. Yes, there is a part that is missing. But you have to look at the good in the situation to say, okay, they're working on your van. I mean, because I went through, they ordered a part and they put the part in and that didn't work. And then they ordered another part and they put that in and it didn't work. And I was stressing myself out. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, my van, what am I going to do? Da, 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 da. And you just keep reliving this loop of terror. And it's like this morning, I had to get my van towed over to the company. Well, I tried one card and one card didn't work, and I tried another card and another card didn't work. I ended up having to use my bank card and paying for it through my bank account. And I called the credit card company. I'm like, is there something wrong with my card? She's like, no, I see here the person keyed it in wrong. I said, the person keyed it in wrong twice because they verified the information to me, told me it was correct. How can they key it in twice? Wrong. And I went, you know what? It's paid for. I took care of it. It's no big deal. Forget it. Sometimes you've got to move on. You cannot stay where you are. You cannot stay in the past. Just because you haven't reached your goal yet doesn't mean you're not going to reach your goal. You got to exhibit a little bit of patience. Now, I'll tell you the truth. I've had to exhibit a lot of patience on the Sports Minion Radio Show. And I've honestly thought about stepping down. I've thought a lot of there are issues that I'm having, but I'm trying to take a minute and take some time. So I took this 2 weeks and I said, look, what about this can you control? The only thing I can do is do the best show I possibly can, whether it's on Facebook Live, whether it's on Let Go Radio, whether it's on both. All I can do is the absolute best show that I can and give 100% of everything that I can do, and that's it. And as long as you do that in the situation that you're in, nothing else really matters. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to get angry because I'll be honest, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with the issues I'm having. And I don't like it, but I have a couple of options. I can keep doing what I love. I can talk to somebody about it when I have the opportunity. I can step down, or I can complain. Complaining is not going to get me anywhere unless somebody listens and it gets fixed. What does stepping down do? Stepping down takes me away from the Sports Minion Radio Show and what I love doing for Kelly's Choice and for that. That doesn't help Winnie. That doesn't help me. Stepping down doesn't help. It's really you got to not back yourself into a corner. I was so frustrated yesterday with the van situation. I called my brother and I'm like, I got to get a new van. My brother goes, DJ, think about what you're doing before you do this. I haven't steered you wrong yet. Let's look at the big picture. A new van, even a used van. My van that I have right now is completely paid for. It was donated. I don't have a car payment. I pay my insurance. I pay my taxes, and I pay for things, that happen to the van. And yes, I've spent about $3,500 in the last 3 years. When you look at it this way, $3,500 in 3 years is a lot of money. But on a van that is 12 years old, it's really not. it's one of the situations where if I get a used van, a used van is going to cost me a minimum of $35,000 to $38,000. You do the math on that, which my brother did for me. If I have decent credit, which I do, the minimum payment, the best payment I could possibly get would probably be around $400 a month. My brother goes, do you have $400 a month to spend on top of your insurance, on top of your maintenance, on top? And I'm like, no, not really. But I don't want to keep putting money into it. He said, I understand that. You're frustrated about having to do this. You're frustrated about having to do that. You're frustrated about having to do all this, and it's hitting you. It's like you're in a heavyweight fight and you're backed into the corner and you're covering up, trying to block. It's one of those things where I have a good van. My van only has 40,000 miles on it. And I have to look at it as a situation to say, you know what? Get it fixed. Calm down. Take a step back. Realize what you're doing. And a lot of us with CP, we want answers right now. A lot of us want to push forward and get to the answer right now. And I understand that. And I'm that type of guy. I want it done. When I have a problem, I want to go forward and I want to fix it. If I don't fix that, I get angrier and angrier and angrier because it builds. When I don't talk to somebody about it, when somebody tells me they're going to contact me and they don't do it, my biggest pet peeve in life is I do what I say I'm going to do, and I do the best job I can. And if I can't, I try my best to let someone know. And that is all I expect from people in life. Well, I got a news flash for you. That doesn't happen. People will tell you they're going to call you. People will tell you they're going to contact you. People will tell you they're going to get with you. People will tell you they're going to come by. And a lot of people, and some don't do this intentionally, some have so much on their plate, they cannot prioritize their time. Sometimes I have the same problem. That's one of the reasons why I thought about stepping down from the Sports Minion Radio Show. That's one of the reasons I thought about stopping. Because I'm frustrated and I'm tired. And the thing about it is, I had to make a decision over the holidays because I didn't have my van, because I couldn't get where I wanted to go, because I have to pay credit cards down from working on the van. I had to stop martial arts periodically. I am stopping martial arts until May. That's money that I don't have right now that I can put towards something else, and it's a short-term thing. You have to make decisions a lot of times that you don't like. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't like. I love martial arts. My entire life has been, my last, 10 years of my life have been dedicated to martial arts. And it's hard to sit there and say, hey, Shihan, I've got to put my contract on hold. And here's the problem. Part of my frustration is with Tiger Martial Arts. And I'll be honest, I am not going to hold anything back on this show. If you don't want real, you might as well leave now, because I'm going to give it to you straight. Part of my problem is with Tiger Martial Arts. It's not the people. It's not the atmosphere. It's do what you say you're going to do, or don't tell me you're going to do it. I love Shihan to death. I do. But that man cannot tell me no more, I'm going to call you on this day and not call me. I'm done with that. You can text somebody and tell them, hey, I'll call you tomorrow. I'm not able to call you today. It takes 30 seconds. Voice-activated text. It takes 30 seconds for somebody to say, hey, I can't call you. Now, I'm going to say something very positive about a man that has been mentoring me since I started my martial arts. Jack Dart has never missed a call. Never. In 10 years. I could pick up my phone right now in the middle of my Sports Minion Radio Show, call him, and he would answer. The only thing he's done, one time he said, hey, can I call you back on this day? I'm busy. You know, that's all I need. You know, I've said this before. People seem to think that because I have cerebral palsy, I can't handle the word no. Thank you, Nikki. I'm glad you love my show, and I appreciate your support, sweetheart. You're always so nice and always so sweet, and I love that. I really do. That makes me feel wonderful that you love my show and that you watch and that you've tuned in almost every week. You know, and I really do appreciate that. But getting back to what I was saying, Jack doesn't say things and not do them. Jack doesn't cancel at the last minute. Jack doesn't not show up. Jack is number one in my book. And I'm talking about this. See, this right here, these right here are things that you can control. 9 times out of 10, if you say that you're going to call somebody back, you call them. If you don't do that, that's on you. That is a commitment to you. When I chose to be the secretary, when I was given the position of secretary for Kelly's Choice, my job became to take as much of the load off of Miss Winnie that I can. And I'm frustrated because I feel like I haven't done my job. I want to be relied upon as an individual, not because I have CP, but because I am capable of doing what I say I'm going to do. Now, bring this around to a CP loop. I know that some people have trouble with CP tying their shoes. Some people with CP have trouble putting on socks. Some people with CP have trouble buttoning buttons, zipping zippers, pulling their pants up, bathroom transfers, bed transfers. Sometimes you've got to look at life and you've got to take it one problem at a time. The situation with the van, my brother was not trying to be mean. He was trying to get me to see that I have a van with 40,000 miles on it and $3,500 in 3 years is nothing. It is something, but it could have been a lot worse. When I started having to buy transmissions and engines, then we look at, you know, what are we going to do now? And my brother said something. it kind of took me by surprise. My brother said this: in a year, if you're still having the problems, we'll go from there. And I really, the fact that my door's fixed now, right away fixed my door, got that problem fixed. A lot of things. They did a lot of things for me and fixed a lot of stuff, and I paid that. I just want my van to work a little while, but I don't want to sit there and worry about it constantly, because it's not going to do anything, because I can't control what's going to happen, but I can control how I act in the situation. I said last week when I did my show for 2020 Vision, which Nikki was a part of, and Nikki was a part of for almost the whole show. I'm pretty sure. I think she actually stayed the whole show, just like she is right now. If you look ahead, where your head goes, your body's going to follow. I recently, and this CP issue drives me nuts. The fact that I don't drive and I have to depend on people to get where I want to go, it's an issue. I have a license. I don't drive. And I'm trying not to lose it here. It's hard because I can't do things the way I want to do them. But we with CP, we adapt to it, and we do things in a different way. And it's hard because I'm the guy that's ahead of the game. I'm always on top of things. But here's the situation. And Nikki, I'm sure you can relate to this too. Sometimes you get knocked down. Sometimes it just doesn't work. And sometimes you've gotta be down in it for a little bit, but you gotta work your way out of it. You can't stay in a situation that you're in. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. But the truth is, you can't stay there in that moment of, oh my God, how am I going to fix this? Oh my God, you can't. Anxiety, stress, high blood pressure, nausea, ulcers, worrying causes all that stuff. Had I taken the knee-jerk reaction that I had because I was so angry, I would have bought a new van. I would have got in over my head, bought the van, signed the contract, been stuck. Then what do? Yeah, you got your new van. What do you do when the warranty runs out? So that's the thing that you got to think about. And I'm talking to me in this as much as the viewers that I'm talking to right now. It is one of those things that sometimes you don't always get what you want. And it's hard. But you know what? Life is hard. And you can choose to go through life either supporting yourself and doing what you're supposed to do. I want to read your comment in a minute here, Nikki. You're welcome. Supporting you guys and Kelly's choice means everything to me. Yes, it's hard to come out of it, but you have to. Yeah, you do. You have to come out of it. And when you're not able, when you don't have full independence to start with, it makes it harder. Because I asked Chuck, I was like, look, what if I sell the van? And he said, look, he said, DJ, he said, how are you going to get anywhere? I just wanted to be done with it because I was just tired. You know, when you get so frustrated, you just don't want to deal with it anymore. Miss Winnie's been so busy and so sick, and I know she's been dealing with a lot of stuff, and I've been trying to contact her, and we haven't gotten, been able to contact that much because of, things that she's got going on. And I have to realize that she's busy too, and I can't always get what I want right when I want it. But I'm the type of guy, I like to try to get what's on my mind off my mind. And that's it, And I'm not saying I'm going to change my way of thinking, because it in a way it is, but in a way it's not. I'm still going to be me because I give, or I try my best to give, what I expect to get. So bottom line, with the van situation, Chuck was helpful. Coming, with CP, when you got a big chair and things like that, yeah, you need a van to get around. You got to look at the whole picture. Don't look at just a piece of it. Sometimes CP knocks you down, but you got to be strong and get back up. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. It's one of those things that, and that means a lot, being that someone will sit here for 30 minutes and listen to you talk about issues. That's valuable. I usually have 4 or 5 viewers right now, and I'm not sure why I don't. But the people that are supposed to be here are here. And Miss Winnie has said that 1,000 times. Now, I talked about Kelly's Choice earlier, and I talked about Miss Winnie earlier. I don't really make a New Year's resolution, but the closest thing I have to say about Kelly's Choice and Miss Winnie is to make her job as easy as possible. Because I know, having a disabled child with intellectual as well as physical disabilities it is wearing. I look, as CP, one of my goals to have, and I've never really shared this on Facebook before, but I'll go ahead and share it now because we're talking about CP. I want to be a father. I want to have a child. But there's a lot that goes into that. There's finances. There's, do you have enough room? Can you afford the insurance? Can you afford the Medicaid? Can you afford? There's so much involved with a child. And that's a child without a disability. But a child with a disability, it magnifies everything. But here's the thing. And this is, I got a shout out to my CP people, because I'm gonna tell you right now, CP people are freaking honest, and I love that, because we don't mind if you ask us a question. If you see something that you don't know something about, and you want to know what this doohickey is back here on the back of my chair, don't stare at it. Come up and ask me a question, please, because I'll let you know. Because you keep staring at me, I'm going to humiliate the crap out of you. I see people walk all the time, and when I roll by them, they said, man, I wish I had me one of those. Life would be so much easier. I said, let me tell you something. Don't wish for this, because you don't want it. You don't want CP, and you can't handle it. You say, man, I wish I had me one of these. That drives me up the wall. Man, I can roll anywhere I want to roll. I can go anywhere I want to go. Yeah, you get to a curb and can't walk. Then what you going to do? Your ass gonna sit right there on the side of the street and not be able to move. I said a cuss word on the air. I am so sorry. But that right there, that was a slip, y'all. That was a slip. That was a slip. The 15-yard penalty holding. Anyway, I'm trying. People think that walk. My feet are tired. My legs hurt. My knees hurt. If I was in a chair, my life would be easier. What about if you couldn't get out of it? What about if your chair broke down in the middle of the road and you couldn't walk and didn't have your cell phone with you? How easy is it going to be then? What about a building that you can't get into that ain't up to code that says we ain't got to be handicap accessible and you can't do nothing about it because you got to fight Congress and you got to write people and you got to do stuff. Everybody thinks the grass is greener over here. Let me tell you, CP grass can be brown, can be very brown. Now here's the difference. It's all in the way you look at it. Taylor Harris, her life ain't brown. Her life is green. That girl running. That girl gonna run a marathon for too long. I love me some Taylor. Nikki too, she's the same way. Nikki is positive, loving, kind. She has a connection with people. She has a good family unit that takes care of her. She got Miss Winnie. She got me. I'll roll over you for Nikki. Don't mess with Nikki. I'll come out of my chair for that. Just because I ain't taking martial arts right now don't mean I don't know it. Don't think brother won't throw something up in the air now. I'll stand up for Nikki and them. My CP people, I love my CP people. You understand? I will go to bat for somebody with CP. It ain't about going to bat for me. I'll get to the sports stories in a minute. I know everybody say, man, you dragging the CP issue on. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta. I put a episode of this show in finding humor in my sarcastic life or whatever that group is. Somebody asked me in the group, they said, why in the world did you put this in our show? This ain't funny. I said, wait a minute. I said, hold up. I said, did you listen to the show? Well, no. I ain't. No. Then how in the HE double hockey sticks do you know it ain't funny? Man, y'all, see, some people, I wish it was legal to run people over. Of course, if you run them over and break their legs and they can't get to the officer to tell them you ran them over, then they can't do nothing. But that's going to add to the problem. And I'm not a violent man. I'm just letting y'all know. It's just sometimes you want to run somebody over because it's annoying to me that there are so many. I don't believe that there are stupid questions in the world, but I do believe that there are stupid people. And I don't mean to say that as a derogatory comment. You called him stupid. If you're going to run up to me and kick me in my leg and ask me, did it hurt? Can you feel that? That's stupid. And I'm going to punch you right in your nose back and ask you, can you feel that, as you watch the blood drip from the ground? I really, really admire level-headed people. Because I've been in this chair 38 years. I turned 38 on December 30th. Lord have mercy. Whoo! I got more gray hair than I know what to do with, y'all. I'm trying. I'm trying to stay calm, but to be honest, sometimes I just want to pull it out because people annoy me. I was in Food Line the other day because that's my grocery store over there. And there were 12 carts out in front of the door. 12. Now, I've been in there about umpteen times and let the lady know, y'all need to move the carts. Y'all need to move the carts. Y'all need to move the carts. You can't get through. and they'll go move them. I went in there the other day, and I let that lady have it. I told her, I said, look, I said, are your employees capable of doing their job? Obviously not, because there are carts out on the sidewalk again. And do you know, after she moved them, I had somebody move them, she told me, she said, we have another way inside. I said, nope, that way was blocked too. She told me, she said, our cart people are supposed to be out there every 30 minutes moving carts. I said, well, trust me, they ain't. I said, you want me to move some carts for you? I said, hire me. I'll push the carts out of the way myself. My chair is powerful. I can push some carts now. If I can move a shelf with 200 books on it, I can push some carts with no groceries in it, Lord Jesus, let me tell you. I can push some carts now. Y'all want to see some funny stuff? Watch me move something with my chair. Oh, that's some funny, man. See, people don't realize I got a battering ram with me right here. This chair is 400 pounds. With me in it, this chair is 300 pounds. With me in it is 500. That's a lot of meat right there. Nikki laughing at that one. She liked that. I can move some stuff with this chair. Y'all don't get me started. If it snows and I put one of them little bulldozer things on the front of my chair to move the snow, I bet I can make a ton of money. I don't know. I think there are some stupid people in this world, and I hate to say that. I really do, because my stomach hurt right now. I ain't eat yet. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm tired. I'm cranky. I don't know. Maybe I need a nap. I don't know what it is. I'm trying. I'm trying. What did Nikki say down here? She done said some stuff. She said, yes, it's so funny. Again. I don't mean to make her tummy hurt. I'm sorry, Nikki. I don't mean to make your tummy hurt. I'm so sorry. But girl, my tummy hurt too. I'm gonna tell you, I might be in the bathroom for a little while after the show. But not to share that on Facebook or nothing. But I'm just, y'all don't understand, when you gotta go. You gotta go. Oh, and let me tell you, don't go in the Food Line bathroom. No, they tell you it's handicapped. That stall, I've seen 3-year-old children bigger than that stall. That stall is so small. How in the world do people with CP find a big enough bathroom? Even when I had a small chair. I mean, before I started expanding this way, like, when I say I started expanding sideways, I got a little bit of a gut now. I mean, I've dropped some of it because I'm not eating as much as I used to. But, man, I couldn't even. And then they put them heavy doors on the bathroom. Now, see, my chair can push open the door, but pulling it, now that's different, because I got to hold the door with one hand and pull the controller back with the other hand and try to get the door to swing back far enough and rotate my chair sideways trying to get. Do you know how hard it is to get out of a bathroom in a power chair? Nikki knows. She got a power chair. People, I'm telling you, people, you get me riled, the boy, get me riled up. I'm telling you. I'm serious. Like, it's they expect us to grease ourselves up to get in there. I got to put 12 ounces of butter on both legs, trying to hold on to the handrail, and then open it, and then the stall don't work. And you try to open the door and close the door, turn your chair around and hold the stall door closed. Look, everybody gonna see me when I go in there, because if that door flings open and I'm transferring to the potty, everybody gonna see everything. Because when I got to go, I got to go. And when it's got to come out, it's got to come out, and I ain't gonna do it. I had one guy came in there, he like, let me shut the door for you. I said, please do, because if you don't, you're gonna regret it. So finding humor in my sarcastic life wants something funny. All right, let me give you something funny. I went to Florida to see my brother when he lived in Florida, and to keep it clean, I had to use the restroom. Okay, I went to Crazy Buffet and had all you could eat seafood. Okay, now when you have Now, Nikki, you're going to laugh at this. You think your stomach hurt before. Get ready, girl, because I got a good one coming here. I had eaten all-you-can-eat seafood buffet, crab legs, oysters, shrimp, all this stuff, okay? We ate from 1 to 4 o'clock. My brother and I ate from 1 to 4 o'clock. Now, in a 4-hour time span, you got to go to the bathroom, okay? Let me let y'all know. You got to go to the bathroom, all right? So I go in the bathroom at Crazy Buffet in Florida. And I get in there, and the bathroom is huge. And at that time, I had a manual chair. The bathroom is huge. I went to the restroom, and let's just say I lit it up. I mean, the smell was horrible. I finished in the restroom, right? And this little boy came in the restroom. He said, "Daddy, what's that smell? Some done died," and turned around and left the restroom. He was crying. His eyes were watering. His dad couldn't come get him. It was bad. So look, bottom line is, when you go, you got to go. You got to go make bigger bathrooms, people. So people with CP that got to poop can get in the stall to go. I'm trying to tell you, somebody got to poop. Somebody got to pee. Got to make the bathrooms bigger. Not to mention, while I'm here, while we talking about CP issues, do y'all know how small them aisleway wheelchairs are for airplanes? Nikki, you know what I'm talking about? The aisleway. When you get on the airplane, you gotta transfer your chair underneath the airplane, and you got to get in the aisleway chair. You know what I'm talking about? I went to get in this aisleway chair. I was 160 pounds then. I almost had to grease myself up to slip into this chair. I needed 2 chairs, one for each butt cheek then. Now I'm 230. Okay? I'm 230. I can get in an aisleway chair now. Nope. It ain't happening. Y'all gonna have to get a wrench, a shoehorn, some baby oil, some Crisco, something, because I ain't gonna, and I'm telling you, don't let them airport people, that you can't take nothing on a plane now. You can't take toothpaste, you can't take Coca-Cola, you can't take a nail file, you can't take shampoo. I'm getting off track, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you, it's bad enough with CP. You can't get in the bathroom. You can't get in the aisleway chair. They got to grease you up to get you in and out. It's just bad. Let me go over these sports stories real quick. All right, got a couple of interesting sports stories for you real quick. Reported Giants actually finalized deal to make Joe Judge the next head coach. The New York Giants make New England Patriots special teams offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach Joe Judge, their head coach, reported Adam Schefter by ESPN. Judge is the first special teams coordinator to be hired as a head coach since the Baltimore Ravens selected John Harbaugh in 2008. All right, couple things. When a lot of people from the Patriots do succeed when they basically go, look at Matt Patricia and what he's done with the Lions. I know, they're not where they need to be yet, but again, he's done quite well with them. Let's see. The Panthers have hired, let me take a look at it. Let's see. Matt Rule was announced as the new head coach for the NFL's Carolina Panthers on Tuesday. The former Baylor bench boss signed a 7-year deal worth $70 million on ESPN's ESPN's Adam Schefter reports. The 44-year-old Rule was believed to be the favorite in the New York Giant head coaching job, but agreed to terms with Carolina before his scheduled interview in New York on Tuesday. All right, got a couple other signings here. The Cowboys have hired, less than 24 hours after they parted ways with longtime head coach Jason Garrett, the Dallas Cowboys have hired Mike McCarthy for the role of head coach. So that was reported by Tom Pelissero on Monday. McCarthy received a 5-year contract from the Cowboys, sources told Todd Archer of ESPN. All right, we got another couple of signings here. The Redskins have hired Scott Turner as the OC for them. He was with Norv Turner, and he was the interim OC for Carolina. And let me get that pulled up. Let's see. So he actually took care of the last 4 games for them, and they scored 15 points a game when the new quarterback took over. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure what they're going to do for a GM yet. It doesn't look like they've named a GM. The Washington Nationals have made a bunch of signings. They have actually come to terms with Sterling Castro, and I've got that story. The Washington Nationals actually came to, with Sterling Castro on Tuesday. Castro, 29, joins the Nationals after setting career marks with 22 home runs and 86 RBIs with the Miami Marlins in 2019. He hit .270 with 31 doubles, 4 triples, 28 walks, 68 runs, and scored a .300 on-base percentage and a .436 slugging percentage in his 10th major league season. A 4-time All-Star, Castro was one of the 5 players in the Major League Baseball, the only in National League history to appear in 162 games in 2019. He led the Marlins and ranked tied for 10th in the National League with 172 hits. So they signed Castro. The Washington Nationals have also come to terms. Let me get this one pulled up here. Thames agrees to a 1-year, $4 million deal. The Washington Nationals agreed to free agent first baseman Eric Thames, and it's a 1-year deal worth $4 million, $4 million mutual option for 2021. A source told Ken Rosenthal. So that takes care of that. They're signing. There have been some big signings by the Nationals, and I've got a couple more here. Let me just run them down. Looks like they brought back – let me get it pulled up here. Sorry about that. Take me just a minute. They signed Will Harris, the reliever. Let me see. Daniel Hudson is coming back. Of course, they re-signed Strasburg. And we're looking here. Cabrera is returning to the Nats. He agrees to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. So it looks like the Nationals are doing pretty well. I do want to go over a couple of NFL scores here for you real quick. A couple of predictions. Last week we had the Buffalo Bills and Houston Texans. That was a final in OT of 22-19 where the Texans took that one. Miami and New Orleans. That was a game and a half. A lot of penalties, a lot of bad calls. Cousins got that one 26-20. Yeah, congratulations to you, Kirk Cousins. You know you're not going to make it to the Super Bowl. That's all I got to say about that. Titans and New England Patriots, that was a game and a half. Everybody said Brady was done, blah, blah, blah. Brady's the cause of the Patriots' downfall. Look, guys, I'm telling you, they've been to like 6 Super Bowls. Come on, get over it. you know he's going to be in the playoffs next year. He's coming back next year. He's got something to prove. He's mad about it. They're going to be in the playoffs next year. They're going to make it to the Super Bowl next year. Leave it alone. Seattle and Philly. Philly lost to that one, 17-9. Carson Wentz gets hurt, goes out. All right, so who we got next? All right, coming up in the divisional round, and this is the one that worries me. I got a couple of I'm telling you, Minnesota is not going to beat San Francisco. San Francisco is going to win by 14. Kansas City is going to win against Houston. That's going to be a game, though. I'm predicting Baltimore against Tennessee and then Seattle against the Green Bay Packers. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, it could go either way, but I really don't think Minnesota has enough to beat San Francisco. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to light them up. I think they're too fast of an offense for them. So we'll see what happens there, guys. That's honestly all I've got for you. I did promise you I want to read an email. This is from Eric of Eric of New Hampshire. Eric says, I've been a big fan of the show for about 3 months now. You're a funny guy. I love the topics that you cover. Can you talk about physical therapy ideas? I'm confined to a wheelchair. I have CP. I don't like doing therapy. Are there some things that I can work on that are easier to get my legs stronger? Thanks for your help, Eric of it looks like Vine, New Hampshire. Eric, there's a couple things you can do depending on if you're able to support your weight on your legs. If you have handrails in your house, you can go in where your handrails are and do stand-up pull-ups. You can stand up on your legs and bend down slowly, hold on, do a couple of exercises that way. There are if you can lift your legs, you can do leg lifts in your chair. There are, if you're in your, while you're in your bed, you can do leg lifts in your bed. You can do bicycle paddles. There are a couple of pieces of equipment that you can get that are relatively cheap. There are resistance bands that you can get a hold of to put under your ankles and strengthen your legs and arms all at the same time. You can talk with therapists in your area. Contact your local hospital. Ask about a therapy program. There are personal trainer options. A personal trainer is a good idea because that way they can kind of tailor it to your needs and get exactly what you want. Maybe some weightlifting, get some dumbbells, 5 to 10 pound dumbbells up to 15. I don't recommend any higher than that until you get really comfortable with using those. I don't know how strong your upper body is, but you want to keep your upper body strong as well. I hope that helps. Guys, you can reach me on the Sports Minion Radio Show at yahoo.com. You can reach me on my YouTube channel at the Sports Minion Radio Show, youtube.com. You can reach me on my Facebook like page, www.facebook.com/the Sports Minion Radio Show. You can reach me on my personal page. You can reach me on the Dennis Carter Facebook page, which is the Sports Minion Radio Show page, and I can actually get to you there as well. Keep the comments coming. Keep them going. We're looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday. If you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. This is D to the J with a roll away, saying happy January 8th to everybody, and we will see you January 17th. That will be the next time I will be on the air, I believe. Is it the 17th? Let me double check. I think it's because 8 days from, let me see. The next time I will be on the air will be the 15th, January 15th. Sorry about that. I was off by 1. All right. So that means that's the end for me. Y'all take it easy. And thanks for tuning in to the Sports Minion Radio Show. We'll see you next time, guys.